So here I'm trading, not trading. I'm gonna show you MNQ. So yeah, I see all my lines. These are just levels where I look for entries, and I probably should color code them. And what I look for setups, right? So let's make this bigger for y'all. So I got levels all the way down here when I was trading a couple months ago, right? All right, I keep them just because they go back. So I put a wick here. I put a trend line because of two things. This was the low of Friday after hours. Hey, look at this low. Okay. This was the high Tuesday, Monday. Okay. This was the low today. Now, it's about to be 12 a.m., but it's almost 12 a.m. my time central. But this is the low. I'm showing y'all with the mouse just because it's going to be a quick video. And I'm not on my big computer, on my laptop. I don't have a mouse. It's really annoying trying to use this keypad because it's kind of I need a new computer. But this is showing the low. This is the high for the day. Okay. The previous day. This is the high for Wednesday. It sold. We know we did one of the largest liquidity dumps ever in Bitcoin. The market had a little correction, came down to these levels. Let me show y'all something. Where did it trade right into these previous highs? Right here at 23.88.86. Traded into these highs right here in August. It took 2 months to trade back into those highs the way it did. Now, it did trade some a month later right here into these highs, right? But it traded had a deeper retracement, right? It was on a steady uptrend. We know this is a good year. This is a positive year in the market, SP 500 and all that good stuff. What I want y'all to see is when they did that time, it's all manipulation, right? Regardless of what you believe, the market is manipulated more than ever because of the technology, the way things are moving. They do things and say things to get you riled up. But it opened, came up, traded into these lows right here, right? Which also was a additional break in structure right here. Okay, right here, right here as well. I'm just gonna make it so I don't have to put, see what I mean? Just annoying. Okay. Broke structure here with a nice strong bearish candle. What we call these are thinly traded in candles. So when it was gonna open, when I did a video on TikTok, check me out, Real Wealth 25, and I was talking about what happened on Friday. And I said that what I think is going to do when the market opens this week, which is the week we're currently in, I think it's going to gap up. A lot of people thought, like, oh, I think it's going to, I said it's going to probably gap up and then sell some more, but it sells at levels. Look at this level. It came back to another previous level where it bounced off of retrace from right here. This happened today, Tuesday. It did it right here. Bounced immediately. I was in a trade here, right? I'm gonna tell you how I lost $812. I lost $812 because I got in the trade here, coming home, and I allowed my lack of emotional self at the moment because I had a lot going on this morning to be upset. Jumped in the trade. It came here. I was down like as much as 1,000. And 'cause I knew it was gonna come back to these levels. But because I was being emotional at that moment, I was like, forget it. And I just jumped out of 800 something dollars. Now that's stupid, right? But because I didn't get the entry I wanted, I was crying about it. And I was like, oh man, I don't want it to come down. And I knew based off this and it bounced off the trend line, I knew it was going to go up. It may not have tested this high, but I knew eventually it will get there. And by this retracement back into this level, look where my box is at. Look where my box is at. Look at this right here. Almost traced back right off the top of the box where it took off before just beginning of October, just a week and a half ago. And it started going back already. Okay. When you're trading, you have to always be focused on what you want, where you know you want to be. I knew it was going to go up, but because I was BSing on my entry and I was upset and I didn't like that I was in that type of drawdown because I'm really in that type of drawdown. I acted emotionally, got out too early because I would have probably made about $1,500, 200, 2,000. It's like a 1.5 ratio. Because my first entry was my first TP, so this was going to be my second TP. Okay. So I definitely would have smacked my first TP pretty easy. Okay. And so just focus when you're trading. Don't let anything distract you. It was my fault. I couldn't blame nobody. I should have just waited. Okay. And so this is telling me that it's going to touch here for sure. And ultimately probably touch this level again and probably even try to go up here. But for sure, these two levels again, just based on after hours, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I will be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if it tries to come down some again and then bounce again. That won't be shocking to me either because that happens. But I'm thinking this is going to continue up in here, potentially go up, and maybe even consolidate up to here. So, like it has done here and here, right where this purple box is at. So that's what I'm looking for from NQ. Um, Look to the left. History repeats itself more than you think. Even here, this is in here. This is in this range of where it is choppy and accumulating right here. So very close in the same area. That's a sign that when it gets in this area, that's why this area moving up like this. It's just moving slowly on. Like if you look at the bigger time frames, it looks a little bit different. Even on the hour, it looks different. You put it on the 15 minutes, 5 minutes, these little areas look crazy. These areas look crazy, look crazy. Because it really is sideways movement, but it's slowly moving up. So just be prepared for that. I do think that we will continue to go up this year. I wouldn't be surprised if the market hits 26,000-ish. 26,000, 26,200 to 400. Um, but, and then just start to slowly descend and trading lows and lows and lows next year. But we'll see. I could be totally wrong. Um, I'm just showing y'all. And Marcus pick range. This is a range that y'all don't realize. Don't be surprised if it starts trading in these highs right here where I got my house and these lows right here. And then it just kind of does this for a little while, for a couple more days. Don't be shocked. Don't be shocked. CPI, PPI, it touches this low again. Don't be shocked. All right. When I'm looking for these setups, I'm looking for retracements and break of structure. You know what I mean? All right. Break of structure right here. Right? Break the structure right here. Continuation. It shows you where the market's probably going to continue. Especially this one probably broke pretty strongly. That's why so many people was it was unexpected. People lost a lot of money on Friday. Okay. This shows you right here with the break of structure, and this right here with the break of structure shows you that they wanted to come at least trade up into these areas. Now, some people might have thought it could have bounced, but at least these areas. You know what I mean? A lot of people weren't prepared at all. So, I mean, it dropped 800 points from here. It's ridiculous. But that's NQ. NQ moves like that. So, um, bounce, strong resistance right here. Big wick right into a nice movement upwards, which also will indicate that as well. So um, that's what I would be looking at personally. The trade right there. So and then let's see, I would look at these levels because I have this right here just showing me what another fair value gap, right? Not excuse me, another uh head and shoulders. This is like a beautiful head and shoulders on this hour time frame right up in here. When you start seeing head and shoulders, always look like, especially when you know where the head and shoulders started, always keep in mind that you should be preparing for buys if you didn't catch the sells. And look at the previous swing lows to see where around you should start looking for buys. Especially if you didn't see it come down here and it did start to resist right here. That makes sense because this is also where it took off. Like really took off. We started seeing a lot of bulls coming to the market. So that makes sense where even if you like, dang, it didn't come as low as I thought it was. Well, look at to the left and see where it could potentially move as well. And when you see some more candles. Okay. Okay. Other than that, man, keep it very simple. Look for breaker structure. Look for swing lows and swing high. This is swing low. This was the swing high. This is the previous next high, previous low for the day. This was today's high. So I'll be looking for buys right now. Still, it's a very bullish market. Just don't get caught up in these sells too much unless you're experienced and you just kind of know. More experienced traders can make money both ways. I would say if you're newer, just focus on trying to catch the buys on these more bullish setups. Sometimes you may mean you can't trade as often, but the market gives a lot of opportunities multiple times a week. And a lot of people, the more experience you get, you'll be able to see it. And a lot of people will tell you that. But I'm out again, Profit Playground. Like, comment, subscribe if you like. Give me some suggestions on things you want to see more of as well. But I'm out.